It's time for
DodgerHeads.
high fly ball into right field. Dodgers have won it all in 2020. Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 club. Strikes him out. There's a drive. Shohei Ohtani. Freeman hits the ball. She is gone. Birthday party, Los Angeles. Your Dodgers have won the World Series.
Welcome in. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's a Victory Thursday. Welcome in. It's great to have you in here. Dodger fans, last night was a great ball game. You got to see everything that we want. You got to see stuff from the starting pitching. You got to see the offense put up runs, take care of business against another lefty, another top starter that the Philadelphia Phillies have trotted out here. Who have also had sustained success on their own for a bit of time. Jesus Luzardo, Dodgers again. They performed against the Philadelphia Phillies starting pitching. They looked stellar. They looked terrific. I was super impressed with the role players once again. Big names, guys look on time. It was just a good win all around, and the bullpen didn't blow it. Bullpen came in. Yeah. And people saying this is Friday. Nah, Rich, it's Thursday, buddy. It's Thursday, man. Happy Thursday. I loved what I saw. This series with the Philadelphia Phillies. I know this is going to do a lot of heavy lifting here, but outside of the bullpen blowups, I believe the Dodgers starting pitching dominated. The offense looked good. They took care of business, manufactured runs, guys. I know it was disappointing. But last night's win was a lot more of what you can see and what you can. I would say when the bullpen doesn't have such a heavyweight job, when Vesia can come in, Tanner Scott, we're going to talk about him in a little bit. A little bit more of what it can look like when it's way prettier. When you're not putting lipstick on a pig and trying to just piece things together here. When the arms that you expect to be good out of the bullpen, Alex Vesia and Tanner Scott, who has found a little bit of a rhythm. He's found a little bit of rhythm. We're going to dive into what his usage has been like. Stuff I'm sure if you've noticed what he's been doing differently. But we've got some stuff to get into. Do me a quick favor. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're new to the channel, tap that subscribe button for me. If you're listening after the fact on podcast or on the YouTube forum, please, as much as you can, like, subscribe. We'll be here Monday through Friday. DodgerHeads Unplugged. The boys do the rest of the work on the post-game stuff. I fill in sometimes in a big chair, but we've got some terrific written work at DodgerBlue.com. Reporters, Blake Williams, Matt Moreno. We've just got a stellar cast here. Thank you again for all supporting us. Let's go through. We've got people here. Yeah, Ian says lipstick on a pig. Yeah, sometimes it's what it looks like, man. It's, the cast of characters when they're not looking right, it's a different bullpen than we've seen in the past. This is definitely one of the worst collective Dodgers bullpens as far as a performance standpoint. The peak is something else we can talk about, but it's only what have you done? The names can be names, but when it comes to performance, that's something that you definitely have to. You got to perform. Doesn't matter what the names are. You just got to perform. So the numbers are what they are. The Dodgers bullpen collectively has not been good. Last night they were. The offense put them in a great spot, put them out of grand slam distance, out of big swing distance. Would have had to take another colossal meltdown to make things go the opposite way. But I'm going to go through. What's up, everybody in chat? I see you saying hi. It's good to have you in. Let's see. Using Scott because we need him might be the biggest mistake of the year. Look, Matty, man. I mean, they're going to need him. You can't use starters the entire game. It's just not that way. Our starters go for some big strikeout stuff. So their pitch counts get up pretty high. And you can't piggyback everything. Tanner Scott is going to be needed at the end of games. You can't hide him forever unless you just leave him off the roster. And that's just flat out not going to happen. The Dodgers are a better ball club with him. He's when he's on his stuff, he is a pitcher that gives hitters fits. Hasn't happened for the majority of the year. 90% of the year, the hitters have been directly on Tanner Scott, but they're a better team with him. So I'm glad that this last 3-game stretch has been good for him. And that's just what they need to keep building on. Dave Roberts needs to keep exposing him to these opportunities because, as I've said yesterday and on the post-game show 2 nights ago, the Dodgers would benefit greatly and Dave Roberts would benefit greatly from having someone at the back end. I'm not saying it's going to be Tanner Scott because that's a lot of stuff to lean on when you haven't done it for the majority of the year. You know what I mean? But to have someone who has had sustained success, who has had a number of a number of outings out of the bullpen that have been productive, that have been positive. You've limited the big damage. You've limited the big swing. So I don't care who it is. Somebody's got to find that. Yeah. Matty, man, what if blah, 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 whatever, dude. Like, it's just how it goes, man. What do you want me to tell you? Wake me up when it happens. It's just how it goes. It's fine to be pessimistic, but you've watched 3 straight successful outings. How much more do you want? Good morning, Shelly. Yeah. It's good to see you, BC. I saw you in here too. Craig, what's up, man? Yeah. Ricardo says, good morning, Logan versus Yamamoto tonight. Yeah, man. I mean, the Giants are battling. They're battling for a spot. Yamamoto hopefully gets some run support tonight. Offense in a good thing. Tanner woke up 3 outings ago. Usage flipped completely, Matty, man. All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit. We'll get into that stuff. But from what we saw last night, everybody took note of when Blake Snell's getting towards the back end of his outing. And we're in the 7th. And Dave Roberts starts to take the walk. And everybody sees Blake Snell look straight at him, mouth something to himself, and then take a look at Dave, shakes him off. Sure, it was, that's the competitor in him. He did an anti-Kevin Cash thing and said that, I want the ball. This is my spot. Don't take me out here. Lobbies to stay in the game. Love what he had. Got out of the inning. Big punch out there. Sit him down. See the emotion. You know me. I'm big on that. When your starters got to have a big spot. That both shows the manager's got confidence. The starting pitcher can both have that moment. The pitcher can have that moment. Dave Roberts can hang his hat that in those moments, he can lean on his player. Player can lean on his manager to give him that confidence there. And he's also got the stuff still left in the tank there. And we know what type of guy Blake Snell is. He's a dog. He's going to get the K when he can. He's going to pitch away from the big swing. He'd rather put a guy on base than give a hitter a hitter's pitch. He's going to give you a pitcher's pitch. Doesn't matter what it is. He'd rather get the bases loaded and then pitch from there. Does not matter. Shelly, we'll talk to you later. Good to have you in. But that's what Blake Snell did. And what Blake Snell, has done recently has been a remarkable run. He is everything that we know he can be. When the Dodgers signed him, the reference point for myself on a lot of people around the league, what Blake Snell can do in the second half. Blake Snell last night had 24 whiffs, 24 swings and misses. Luzardo for the Philadelphia Phillies was almost just as good, 19 whiffs. But Blake Snell, he was stellar. He was stellar. And I'd be hard pressed to saying that, he's not pitching in game 1, game 2 of a playoff series. Game 1, game 2, give him the ball. He's certainly got that in him. All right. He's the master of eliminating big time innings, hard contact. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Just go how it goes. But Blake Snell is going to get the strikeouts when he needs to. He's going to compete. He's going to push, and his stuff's good enough to just live in the zone, live out of the zone, get the chase. And as a whole, this is something that Dave Roberts post game spoke to. Dave Roberts is going to look to push the starters deeper into games, and that's music to a lot of people's ears. That's music to what a lot of people have been hoping and preaching for quite some time. Why doesn't this happen? It doesn't happen a lot around Major League Baseball. There's not a lot of staffs that can do it. And to what Dave Roberts said, this is from last night. The question was posed that all your starters going over 100 pitches. Are you trying to manage not fatiguing them too much for the postseason? Dave said, quote, no, I think we're trying to win every game. And I think you guys are seeing, and I don't want to revisit this, but the one guy we've been very mindful is of Shohei. So as far as the script, but everyone else, I think you look at the second half, we push guys. We're in a pennant race. It's not about their health. We need to win games. And I got to look at who is the best option. We've pushed Yamamoto. We've pushed Glasnow. We've pushed Kirsch even at times. And obviously Blake Snell. This is the postseason for us, so we're going for it. And that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear from Dave Roberts. Shohei Ohtani is on his own timeline. The front office and the training staff and the coaching staff is stuck to it. And that's fine. That's their prerogative. He's a massive investment. You need to keep him healthy and you need to keep him on the field. Okay? You have to do it. You have to do it. You have to keep him healthy. I understand pushing him, but to win his start the other day ended after 5 no-hit innings. The bullpen could have blown it at any time. Wrobleski was in the game script. It just, you need to eat some innings. Just how it goes sometimes. Okay? But from what we've seen from the starting pitching, this run that they've been on has been something fierce. Since August 1st, starting pitcher ERAs, Blake Snell 2.44, Yoshinobu Yamamoto 2.74, Glasnow 2.76, Emmett Sheehan 2.9, Kershaw 3.4, and then Ohtani 3.81. Okay. They lead Major League Baseball in that stretch. Their K per 9 is better than any team in Major League Baseball as a starting staff. And the Philadelphia Phillies against the Los Angeles Dodgers starting rotation batted a collective 0-54 with 24 strikeouts in 56 at-bats. That's domination. That's pure domination. That's stuff that you hang your hat on. You can bottle that up. You can look ahead. You're going to have to make the adjustments as necessary. But going into a playoff series against the Philadelphia Phillies again, you own them, and you've got to keep the foot on the gas against them. You've just got to keep, find a way to, be ahead of the curve. But this starting rotation is one that they've got it. They've got it. They're in a rhythm. They're feeding off each other. They all want to be the one with the ball in their hand. So from what we're seeing against the starting rotation here, Blake Snell has been absurd. He's been absurd. Since August 1st, Blake Snell, in 46 and a third innings, that leads in that time. He edges out Yamamoto by a third of an inning in that stretch there. But he's got a 12.2 K per 9. A 12.2 K per 9. He looks electric. The walks are what they are, but still 3.3 per 9 is totally okay. It's totally manageable. That's how Blake Snell pitches. That's what he does. We talked about that when they signed him, that he hangs his hat on not giving hitters what they want. And that's a beautiful thing. Goes out there, punches out the next guy. 1-1-4 whip in that stretch. And that's something. Second half, Blake Snell, he gets a pulse for the season. He gets a pulse for what he's doing. Calls his own game back there. And shout out to Benny Rortvedt, man. Enough can't be said about what he's doing. Dave Roberts spoke to it again last night. Yeah, Shelley says Benny R is this year's Honeywell. Facts. He's playing himself into time. He's playing himself into playing time. And it's people want to knock it. And if anybody wants to knock it, you're just, again, I'm going to keep saying it. People just shying away from an actual thing. There is enough chatter and enough praise coming out about a backup catcher coming in and grabbing a hold of this job. Because, I've got people that I trust in Blake Williams and I, we both do, that we know that Benny Rortvedt does stuff that Will Smith and Dalton Rushing flat out do not. Benny Rowe calls an incredible game. His pitch framing, his game calling is better than what Will Smith and Dalton Rushing provide. Okay? And that is just a step up. Not speaking to offense. Anybody yapping about offense, different story. Because he's a career, poor hitter, but he's going up there and making the most of his opportunities. He's going up there competing, and that's just himself stepping into a situation where it's a World Series, a team with World Series aspirations. And Benny Rowe is absolutely giving everything he's got. So when it comes to being a calming presence behind the dish, giving a good target, framing, calling a good game. You see him conversing with starters after innings, between innings. This is actually something you have to take note of. This is a contagious thing. The Dodgers starters love him. The staff loves him. He's not going anywhere. He's under team control for a couple years. I'm not saying he's going to be around for a couple years, but I'm saying that if the Dodgers want to use a way to keep him around, I think he's in it for the post. I don't think he goes anywhere. It'll be a big miss. Benny Rortvedt should be on a postseason roster, flat out. Amanda Z says Snell said that he likes Rortvedt's energy, and you can see it. It says a lot about a player who goes out and competes their ass off when they've been in a situation as a backup guy. He's got a pulse. He's got a pulse of the staff right now. So to what Dave Roberts is doing, trying to push starters deep into games, he's got a rapport with the starting staff right now, and that says a lot. They're going into the stretch. I know you got another great matchup tonight. Benny Rowe is just he's tackled this. He's tackled this. It's not about him being better than Dalton Rushing or Will Smith. Nobody's saying that offensively. Nobody's saying that. But he's flat out better as far as handling a staff. And that's just, you can find the data out there. I don't need to pull it. Not going to do it. But the Dodgers are fortunate. And internally, they're very thankful to have Benny Rortvedt to come in and kind of stabilize the position, but keep it from being a black hole in the lineup. At the very least, at the very least, he is a hell of a game caller. And that's something from a catcher with the offense playing the way it is. That's where it's at. Imagine if Will Smith was still like a pillar on the offense, right? Benny biceps. I see people saying Benny biceps. I can't do that because that was Benny Andrew Benintendi from years ago at the Red Sox. So I see people doing that, and I can't call him that. I can't do it. Can't do it. I know they're doing it, but I just can't do it. That nickname's been done before. I see people saying I just can't do it. I felt that was lazy. But they can do it. That's fine. Cool nickname. I just personally can't do it. Shelly, she asks, how much is Ben calling and how much are the pitchers calling? It's both. It's both. Blake Snell calls his own game, but catchers, they talk between innings. Catchers and pitchers talk between innings. They have their game plan meetings, all these things like that. Benny Rortvedt sticks to the game script. He knows what they do well. He doesn't stray away from it. He goes right there. Okay, so it's time to give him his credit. Whether it's as much as people want to give, whether it's just that he stabilized the position, but you can look to see how well he's performing with these starting pitchers and how much they're doing. So I'm super excited. I love what he's been providing. Yeah, people say he told Access guys that was his nickname in the minors. That's cool. Yeah, go ahead. That's all good. There it is. Benny Biceps. I'm still calling him Benny Rowe. I'm in. It's all good. Yeah, he calls a good game and is really good at framing. Yeah, Dave, I got you, man. Yeah. Snell said it was him calling, but they game plan first. Yep, that's awesome. It's a team effort. That's how they do it. But anyone critical of Dave Roberts and pushing starters and stuff like that, Shohei Ohtani's circumstance was purely to the season long and the plan to get him fully stretched out here. And mind you, that was only the second time he pitched into the fifth inning. And the number of pitches isn't the thing you have to look at. Like, sure, it's something to note, but it's about the up downs. It's the up downs between innings. That's something that's a big thing because you get hyped up, you sit down. You get hyped up, you sit down. That's the stuff that, Dave Roberts, if you hear the up downs, he's only done it twice through the fifth. So when you peel back the lenses, I would have pushed him. I think it's time. You look at his stuff, like it's a pretty solid body of work now for Shohei Ohtani. So we're getting there. They're getting there. But in terms of other starters, you look around, Snell, Sheehan, Yamamoto, Glasnow, and Clayton Kershaw, no restrictions. Let him rip, let him go, take it off. And you're expecting Dave Roberts to continue to push them deeper into games. And that should be, like I said, music to the ears of everybody who wants to see less of the bullpen and more of the starting pitching, who, when they're in a groove, let them roll. Of course, it goes to game plan, third time through the order, how they fare there. But I think Dave Roberts, with these starters now, and a lot of people like this, is feeling more of the game pulse. How's it going? How are they performing? Can you go off game script where prior years without much success, you would say third time through the order, if the ERA spikes in that stretch, if they definitely run into trouble, you're getting them out. But right now, if the starting pitcher has a good handle on the game, good field for his stuff, this is the year for the baseball purist where you're saying, forget it, let him run. And I think Dave Roberts is going to go with that more times than he won't. So Emmett Sheehan getting a ton of whiff, Blake Snell, ton of whiff, command. Yamamoto, same thing. Yamamoto is stellar. Glass now, same thing. This is the time. This is the time. Dave Roberts, if there was ever a moment to really feel the pulse of the staff, this is it. This is what the Dodgers front office envisioned when you have all these starters, high price guys, get them all healthy. You sign them with the understanding that there is injury risk, but that's like Snell, Glass now, stuff like that, that they are healthy at the one time, at the same time. Deuce, there will always be game scripts. And that's like, not like, I'm not saying to a T, but as far as like game planning, stuff like that, that's what I'm speaking to. But I don't think there will be set stuff where it's like sixth inning, rip them. I don't think that's a thing. I think this year it's gone, but I agree with you. None of that. Feel for it. It takes pressure off the bullpen. And I think the Ohtani game was just a particular instance where it was like 5 innings. Now you have, 4 innings to figure out against the Phillies lineup that can mash. Yeah. So this is a spot where the bullpen can kind of hopefully catch a breath. You see them in a rhythm, and that's how it goes. They've just all got to, get their stuff together at the back end. Vesia, clean inning, and Tanner Scott, another clean inning. That's 3 straight solid outings in a row for Tanner Scott there. I know he had, walk, bloop, and there it goes. So here we go. I want to talk Tanner Scott. I really do. I'm not getting into his season as a whole, but I'm going to get into his last few outings and stuff to take note of, because speaking to some people that I rely on, and we have some great conversations for our baseball stuff here, and some people I trust in the industry, looking at Tanner Scott's pitch usage and how he's been attacking, and his lack of command with his fastball and how bad it's been, and really going essentially slider heavy until they can figure out what's going on with his fastball. Is it tipping or is it whatever? If they truly have figured out something internally with his tipping, which I don't think so. I think it's more like, whether his fastball is just poorly located. And that's just it. For a lot of the year, it was just leaving stuff directly in the zone. Shout out to the 400 in here real quick. Chat, I'm going to get to you. This is stuff that is in kind of, giving thoughts on it. But it's worth noting and taking mental notes about Tanner Scott's usage and stuff like that, and Dave Roberts' comments and stuff I really feel passionate about with the starters. I got another quote here I'll circle back to from Dave Roberts, and Dave Roberts speaking to how it's going to benefit them in the postseason there. Darren said this: have you heard about Tanner Scott potentially tipping his pitches with a head tilt? He didn't tilt a single time yesterday, so they could have fixed him. Copium, I mean, sure. If that's it, maybe. Yeah. TQT, let's cook, brother. Ready? Eye test. He's throwing more sliders. You're damn right. He's throwing more sliders. Looking back towards his outing with the Giants earlier, this over the weekend, he comes in. This is from September 13th. He goes 10 of 13 pitches for sliders. Okay. 77%. Clean inning. We go, this was, where is it at? Oh my goodness. Lost my spot here. There we go. On the 15th, 8 of 10 sliders, 80%. Getting whiffs. He's getting whiffs. And then last night, we go 81%. 4 whiffs. 4 of 8 for whiffs. Clean. Get some help from the umpire. That's just how it goes. But he is absolutely, and the head nod is gone. If that was it, there it goes. Then there it is. But he's throwing more sliders. He needs to lean on that pitch. It's definitely getting whiffs. He can use it. He can shape it how he wants. It's getting different arm action. It's getting different arm, different run on it. He's able to manipulate that, miss bats. You saw how he looked to Schwarber, and that was a really impressive at bat. Super happy with it. Yeah. I mean, he just looks better, looks more confident out there, and you got to keep stacking him. He needs to throw a ton of sliders until they can figure it out there. He's getting a lot of action with that slider. We talked about no whiffs. He's getting whiffs now, and it's in very compressed samples. Quick innings here. Need it. Need it bad. Need it bad. Matty Man, he says 1-0 Mets. Yeah, I know there's morning baseball going on here in rainy Southern California. So I tuned into that. I saw that going on there. So yeah, the Mets playing the Padres here, and that's got implications with the Dodgers there. Yeah, Foxy, that sounds like a good goal for Scott. Make him uncomfortable. Just go a lot of sliders, slider heavy until you get them on that. Get the scouting report maybe changed up a bit. Find some whiff, find some success. Keep stacking it. Alex says, Scott, what is your confidence level for the bullpen entering the postseason? Oh man, not very high. That's why we keep. I'm very thankful that Dave Roberts had the quote about pushing the starters deeper into games. Look, we've seen starting staffs take over postseason series, and this is a year they have to do it. Without me directly answering that, you can probably gather what my confidence level is. There's a lot of fatigue out there. There's definitely a lot of fatigue in the Dodgers bullpen. Dave Roberts spoke directly to Kyle Hurt yesterday about he's in the conversation, definitely in the conversation, and that's great for me to hear. I still don't know how much they'll push him because he's coming back, and I think he's a part of their long-term plans. Brock Stewart will be up shortly. Could be up today. Could be up tomorrow. They need to continue to stack good days. I feel confident in Vesia. Do I feel confident in Tanner Scott quite yet? Not yet. I need to see about another week to feel confident with him getting, but he's just there's too many moments to feel fully confident. So yeah, Alex says he picked that up very low. They need to keep stacking days. Trinan looks gassed, flat out gassed. I'm confident in the lefties. Sans Robleski, he looked shell shocked. I'm confident in Vesia. I'm confident in Bonda. Bonda's done it, and I'm confident in Dreyer. He just had one really bad outing. But I will bring up again, I don't believe that just because a reliever has success in a low leverage spot that they should be pushed into high leverage. A lot of times people think that somebody's doing great in their super low leverage role, push them into more. There might be good just right there. Leave them right there. Don't push them in anymore. So find a good spot for each of them. Yeah, Matty, man. Dreyer's been great all year. He's been great all year. I've got nobody should have anything wrong to say with him. He's good versus right, good versus left. Bullpen, relievers are volatile. We know the saying. But yeah, I think that keep him exactly where he's at. And Eden says I still mostly trust Robo. He only had one bad thing. Look, I've wanted Robleski in a 1-inning thing. He just looked like he got shell shocked. He got jumped on. He just got jumped on. Craig wants to say Brock is a first half pitcher who never had a good second half of a season. Been hurt a lot. This year and last. He has not been good against lefties, and that's been a big problem for him. He's become very righty dominant. A few years ago, he was very good against both sides. And that's when I really took note, and a lot of fans forgot about him. It was like, what the hell? Brock Stewart's out here dealing. Another former Dodgers reliever that left the organization, and just like Dennis Santana and Brock Stewart, a bunch of other guys that's happened to. But, is what it is. Is what it is. Yeah. Matty Man says they want Robo to pitch 3 innings minimum. Who can do that? They're just hell bent on stretching him out. I understand you want somebody who can eat some innings and give you some stuff there, but it happens. I think you get jumped on, and that's just how it goes. Bad inning happened real fast, and you could see the look on his face, like, what the hell just happened to me? Yeah, Dr. V says Brock did not look impressive in middling stuff. See if he's hurt, man. Let's see how he looks after the injection. Let's see how he looks in the big league. Bonham was good in his last outing. That homer, man. That homer at Schwarber was nuts. Back-to-back says that Sheehan automatically our best reliever. How often can he pitch? He's stretched out back-to-back. He's stretched out. I really like if they're gonna pick a spot for him, I think it's after a Shohei start and piggyback there and just have an elite back-to-back, all whiff all the time, both from the right side. Man, that'd be sick. Imagine how beautiful that would be. Shohei comes in and just shoves for 5, shoves for 6, and then you just turn it over to Sheehan, who's still getting whiffs all the way through. Save your bullpen, reset the deal, just recharge the batteries. Beauty. I'd be standing ovation for like 4.5 hours after that. It'd be insane. Yeah. Dave, can't really depend on Brock Stewart or Kopech. I can't depend on Kopech. Walk year, hasn't been healthy. Probably doesn't want to expose himself too much there. Boris as his agent. World Series ring. So I'm not going to knock him, but I know he's had a very, very weird Dodgers tenure. You know what I mean? Productive when he was out there, but still a loose cannon and then just hasn't been on the field. Weird tenure. One of those where you're like, yeah, I love to see you, but weird tenure. All right. Chat, can we put a pin in the bullpen for a sec? We'll talk. I'm free today, or for a little bit. So we'll talk bullpen. If you want me to do it, we'll put a pin in that. So somebody remind me to circle back to bullpen, but I want to talk Tommy Edman, but I've got a couple super chats to get into here. Laura says Dodgers need to score for Yamamoto, period. They do. The Dodgers need to show out for Yamamoto. The Dodgers need to show out and just continue to put the foot on the gas because the San Francisco Giants are pushing for a postseason spot. They're still competing here. They're flat out still competing. The Mets, they're competing with the Mets for that third spot. They're in LA tonight, 7-10 start. But yeah, Giants are a 500 ball club. They've been playing great ball lately. But yeah, big win yesterday. I think they instilled a lot of confidence. Those are wins that you can see, and it's like I know the Dodgers understand how close they were to a sweep. They feel these things. I'm big momentum exists guy. I don't understand how people do it. How people don't, Blake's gonna see this and be like, "You're talking directly to me," but I'm like, "Nah, man. Like these players know. They know. They definitely know." But let me talk Tommy Edman for a second. Put this back up. Let me put Tommy Edman. This isn't a crazy long conversation. But Tommy Edman yesterday, he had a few at-bats during the game that were just, great stuff here. Let me please pull up my thing. Here we go. 3 against Luzardo, and 1 against Orion Kirkering. And that was the sac fly that gave them a much-needed insurance run. Just put it at 5 from the right-hand side. From the left-hand side, where Tommy Edman's not as great. But the team is better when Tommy Edman is in there. And I understand that he's better from the right-hand side. The ankle looks good, but his swings, his at-bats have looked really good. It feels like, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like he is just missing it. After the second at-bat, the fly out, I tweeted out, I said, Tommy Edman's close. He's close. He's just missing it. He's close. Next AB, 107, like 107 line out. 107 line out. And then in his final at bat in the 8th inning from the left-hand side, almost puts one out. 368 foot fly ball, kind of mid bat speed there. But would have been a homer in 2 of 30. Got a run in, doesn't K, big sac fly, looks good. He looks like he's getting his feel back. It just looks like he's going to be ready to go when the time comes. Tommy Edman looks like a mercenary against the lefty. I don't know about you guys, but he doesn't look ever off balance versus a left-handed starter. Yeah. Downtown LA Kai says he's getting babbipped a bit. Yeah, he's getting babbipped. Oh, here we go. You guys know ball. Look at this. Ton of Rockets. Yeah, he's right there. He's right there, man. He's right there. It just, we know what he can do. I know his season, but it's just being hurt just changes so much. Feeling good at the dish just changes a lot when it messes with your mechanics and it messes with your weight transfers and stuff like that. You guys, you know what you're talking about. It all matters. he just looks on time versus lefties. And when a hitter looks on time, it's like when Teoscar against German Marquez, I keep putting a pin in that. When he was taking those sliders down and away, it was like, this is who we're used to seeing. You know what I mean? Like those are the spots that you just, you can tell somebody's in a rhythm. Okay. Especially when it's been bad for a bit. And then you just have like this, what in the world moment. And they can, when you've seen him do it before, I'm telling you, that's the trigger when you've seen him do it recently. But yeah, Tommy Edman versus a lefty just looks like a mercenary ready to do it again. He's going to have another few, like a game where before the end of the season where he just punishes a lefty. That's just how it goes. Yeah, Matty Man says, everyone take a deep breath. Davis, we're going to play Conforto against righties the entire playoffs. I mean, don't doubt yourself. Yeah, anybody begs otherwise, he's going to do it down the stretch. You just got blessed with 3 straight lefty starters here, and you didn't see it. So be ready. Dave's jumping. I'm telling you, it's just that it's the fact of that he's a left-handed option. He's been good as of late. It's good to, keep Tommy Edman on the bench for those pinch hit scenarios later in game, however you want to deploy him. Alex Call had a good game in a platoon spot. With the way the offense is going, the Conforto problem doesn't matter as much. But every piece of the lineup makes a big deal. And right now, the 7 through 9 spots in the batting order have been getting it done. Needed to continue. Michael Johnson, good to see you, man. It says Edman showed what he can do last October. Facts. Pat me. I didn't realize how much I missed Tommy in center and batting righty. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Just a toolsy utility player who can do it all. Looks clean, looks smooth doing it. He looks on time. He looks on time. Yeah, Tommy Edman looks on time. He looks ready to go. Ankle looks good in center field. He got turned around a little bit, had a little laugh about it. He'll get his feet out there, but he's necessary. Pajes is on a burner. Teoscar looks better. Team's incorporating some stuff. Andy Pajes is able to stay inside a ball, push it the other way, hit and run, make stuff happen. That's offense, guys. That's offense. I've talked a lot on here about I've been impressed with them manufacturing runs. Sacrifice flies have been a big thing for them this past week against the Giants as well. This is a Dodgers offense that's not relying just on the long ball, and that's when they can get into trouble. The teams are pitching away from those nitro zones. You know how it goes. Offense is tough, but the Dodgers are manufacturing runs right now. I was impressed with the offense against the Philadelphia Phillies starting pitching, even against the bullpen. It's just the bullpen for the Dodgers overtook the entire conversation. So it was starting pitching and the offense to really, take the load off of them. But chat, I'm going to take some questions. Let you get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Grab a pumpkin spice. If you're in Southern California, stay dry. I don't know if it's still raining. I think it's going to chill. But all caps question, and I'll get to a few here. If you're listening after the fact, please rate, subscribe, comment, however you do it. We're here Monday through Friday, DodgerHeads Unplugged with me, Scotty G, and all the boys here at Dodger Blue. Great post-game stuff. I'm not sure if they're having a show tonight. I expect Jeff Spiegel to be here tonight. Bruce Kuntz, they'll be here post-game. Keep an eye out for that. Tough time. Muncie's good. Still feeling some effects from the hit by pitch, but I think he's good. Will Smith, if anybody wants to know about Will Smith, he won't be activated when he's ready to go. It's going to take him a little bit of time there. Jake, good to see you, man. Says that Kike swing last night was a great representation of the approach. Just looks good. Kike's getting a pulse. Platoon guys are coming together at a right time, understanding their job, getting deployed. It's easy this was it all year. Thanks, Jake, for bringing this up. It's easy to see how players and platoon guys are going to act when the opportunities in that same scenario happen, when you're not playing outside of what they brought in, their exact job they were brought in for. You can see how they could be most proficient. You're seeing those opportunities, and Dave Roberts has been able to do it, and the Dodgers have been executing offensively. Starting pitching, executing there. Offense, executing. Less strikeouts, more balls in play, more action. Good things are going to happen. They're seeing it well. They're definitely seeing it well. Let's see. All right. TQT says with Vesia, Scott, Bonda, Dreyer, maybe Kershaw, Robo, is the Dodgers pen 2 lefty going into the playoffs. I think the lefties are going to be Vesia, Scott, Bonda, and Dreyer. That's it. I don't think they have a spot for Kershaw and Robleski in the postseason in the first round. Just me. Just don't see it. When it comes time to maybe they leave, Bonda off, could be the case. I just don't see it though. They don't have a need for, like, Sheehan makes a roster. Sheehan can be that long guy. They don't need Robleski this next series or in the wild card round. I don't think they will. But however they want to match it up, it'll definitely be lineup dependent, but however they want to match it up, I think Sheehan's the guy. Stick with the hot hand. You don't need a bullpen long dude. Just use one of the starters that they got. Keep them in a rhythm. Piggyback it. However, Sheehan is great because he's done it. That's how I see it, though. But TQT saying if they're too lefty heavy, I say they just have an opportunity to lead them off. Keep them hot. Let's see. Lucas, do both Benny, are you asking about Ben Kasparius? I assume you're saying Ben Kasparius and Robleski make the postseason roster. Also, I hope Dave gives Hurt a shot before the regular season is over. I hope so too. It more so comes down to the front office if they want to push him into that. It's definitely, like I said, he's looked solid. Had a little bit of a rough outing his last one out, but his stuff overall has looked electric. He's looked good. I know his ERA is in a good spot, but he's still, working through the bumps, getting back from injury. And do they want to push him, Kyle Hurt? It's not necessary, but if they want to and then see what he's got, then they've got a little bit of time. It's asking a lot, though, to asking someone who's just been through a slow progression in AAA and then asking him to step into a postseason series. So it's a bit, remember, he's still really young in his big league career. He does not have time under his belt. So it's not like he's pitching those super high leverage stuff. And I want him to be around for a long time. Oh, Lucas saying no, the catcher? Yeah. Yeah. Benny Rortvedt's going to be around. He's not going anywhere. That would be a huge whiff if you just leave him off the roster. That would suck. It's like a fun stat. Like Benny Rortvedt's the first left-handed catcher to get a hit off Jesus Luzardo. Fun fact. You can stump everybody on that one. The first one in Luzardo's career. Robleski, though, it all depends. To what TQT said, that's a lot of lefties there. And if people want to bring Kershaw, then that's it too. Then you got to find room for all of them. And I think they'll go with more of the bullpen guys than long guys. Matty Man says Dave will keep rushing and leave Benny off. I disagree. And I really do. I really disagree there. I really disagree. I think they value Conforto more than Dalton Rushing as a pinch hitter. I really do. We talked about that like a week and a half ago about how it's like, look, if they want to say that that's what it came down to, remember? Have you met Dave Roberts? Yeah, but I know stuff about how Dave Roberts thinks. Don't, Matty Man, I'm telling you. I know how it is. Just letting you know. Follow the tea, follow the leaves, follow his comments about Benny Rortvedt. Nothing but high praise. And Dalton Rushing hasn't proven himself at all in the big leagues this year. He's been a backup and an all right backup catcher. Hasn't done anything spectacular. Crazy whiff rate. Insane whiff rate. You want that off the bench? I don't think so. When you can get a backup catcher in there who's just going to spot start Will Smith when he's ready to go, and you feel confident in Benny Rortvedt to handle the staff if you got to start him because he's been doing it. That's my thing. Okay. Dave says because we need Conforto to play left field and hit cleanup. Those days are over with, man. Yeah. Rushing will be here next year, not Benny. You can keep him in the org. He's got time. Go put him in AAA. Go ahead. Don't be surprised if they trade Dalton Rushing. Just don't be surprised about that. Absolutely don't be surprised if they trade Dalton Rushing. That's like a thing. Nobody should be surprised if they do that. Eden says, do you think they should sit Smith until the postseason? I mean, they kind of have to right now. He'll get a little bit of time beforehand, but he's not being activated when he's ready to go. He's activated or could be ready this weekend. So they're going to sit him as much until, yeah. Matty man, I know. I got you. I'm just saying that Dalton Rushing, having someone with the caliber of Dalton Rushing, what he can be as a prospect, he's not getting the time to mature and develop as a prospect. You don't bring a top hitting catcher up just to sit behind Will Smith. It was great this year because they needed the upside, but he hasn't showed the upside, buddy. He just hasn't showed the upside. Yeah. Yeah, Jake, I got you. He says, would be surprised if Smith starts working on another position during the offseason. It's understandable. I just, that I don't think that time is coming here. Do they love Dalton Rushing? Maybe. Maybe. We don't know. Hasn't shown it yet. He's got work to do. Crazy K rate. TQT, yeah. 40% K rate. Crazy. That's nuts. He looks hitterish, but it hasn't translated to being a, consistent guy. Got to compete. JY, I got you right here, buddy. Says, did the bullpen change? Are they missing key people? Evan Phillips, as per James's tweet, MLB bullpen ranking 21 to 24, 2, 2, 3, 4 of this year, 20th. I mean, look, they're missing. It's just underperformance across the board, JY. Yeah, Evan Phillips was a consistent piece. They got a lot of juice out of that squeeze from Evan Phillips. He was great, and you could start to see that catch up with him, and then gets hurt, unfortunately. Yeah, he's definitely a missing piece. It's just down performance across the board there, asking a lot of guys to do different things. Benny Caps, bullpen starter, bullpen doesn't have it. But yeah, down performance across the board. Trying and looking old, trying and like inconsistent stuff there. Kirby Yates, terrible. Love him. Not good back end stretch. Tanner Scott, same thing. You know the deal with JY. But that's how it is, man. Let me see where your recent question was, though, here. Let me see. Sorry, buddy. I missed your thing. But yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, BC Russian can't hit. Maybe will someday, but it won't be in a couple weeks. He's, it's too little time. It's not enough to bank on him there at this point. Like I know the upside and what he can be, but to exactly that, he he's not going to get the opportunities in pinch hit spots to do that. So long term rushing this time, yeah, exactly. It took the words out of my mouth. Steve, yeah, he says agree. Rortvedt this postseason long term rushing going to be awesome. Yeah, I believe. Well, I think really highly of Dalton Rushing. It's just been him taking that ball. It was tough for him. This time with Will Smith out would have been great for Dalton Rushing to get bulk time, and it just didn't work out like that. And the Dodgers have World Series aspirations there, and the starting rotation loves what they've got with Benny Rortvedt. So I expect that to continue. Continuity matters. Consistency matters. And you've already seen the quality go way up. Okay. All right. Yeah, Rosemary, AAA and Major League did big difference for sure, especially in the PCL. Yeah, there's a lot of missed evals in the PCL. That's why it's so difficult. Okay. If I see one more, cool. If not, I'm gonna let you all get out of here. Back to back says, should the Dodgers give Roki a chance to prove himself this year to the bullpen? Well, I know he's tinkering with a lot of stuff. His results haven't been great. He hasn't pitched in I think a week now. So they're deciding what to do with him. You have to give him a shot. If it translates, I know his fastball stuff is ticked up. Tinkering with a chain or a sinker. They're just throwing a few of them, not a lot. But his cutter has been great. His cutter has been a breath of fresh air, I think, for him, especially. Not having to think so much and do so much. It's given him a different feel for the zone there. It's kind of just like that consistent pitch. He's getting great whiff on it. It's something that you can work off of your fastball. So I think that if Roki Sasaki can come in and he's got that cutter, but he just is asking a lot. You guys got to ask yourselves, like, when you think of like a rookie that hasn't pitched in this stuff. I know Roki's done it in the WBC, but we're talking years ago. He hasn't pitched in the major leagues a lot this year at all. So asking him to come in and get a feel for the postseason and a feel for the bullpen, that's different. That's a different thing. And you don't want stuff to go south with him. You don't want stuff to go south with Roki Sasaki because then it becomes a confidence issue. And he's already had that. So that's where I'm at with it. I know that's kind of a non-answer there, but you can kind of gather what I think of it from that. If they decide they want to give him a little taste right now in the regular season and low leverage stuff and see how it plays, and then maybe. All right. That's kind of where I stand on Roki Sasaki. I said a bit ago, like a couple weeks ago, that I didn't think they would do it. And him not pitching in a bit right now has kind of gone that way. Pat Meave says this: it's not Roki's time. His time will come, but he's fine tuning a lot of stuff there, and I think they want to maximize it. It's just having young guys go outside of the scope of what it is. It doesn't line up right now. But if something goes wrong with some righty out there, then maybe. And Jake right here, man. Thanks, buddy. He says, I think that this is the same thing, the same conversation I have when people bring up Andrew Heaney. Something has to go wrong with like a lefty or two for me to see Andrew Heaney. And Jake says right here, I think the only reason you would consider Roki is our lack of right-handed relievers who can get lefties out. Yeah. Whether it's that I don't feel confident in the righties. I only feel confident in the lefties. That's it. Tanner Scott, I got to see. But the lefties, I feel confident in. I don't feel confident in any righty out of the bullpen right now. And that's where I'm currently at. Okay. Got to see some more. But all right, guys. Thank you so much. Great chat. Relaxed stuff here. Told you it was going to be light. Enjoy the game tonight. You've got Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Logan Webb. The Giants are still battling. Flying to LA. Dodgers and Giants. They know they've got to continue winning. Magic number shrinks, so keep tabs on that Mets-Padres game that's currently going on right now. I think it's still 1-0 Mets, bottom of the second here. So keep tabs on that. Everybody, please, please, please enjoy the rest of your day. Do all the things for me. Housekeeping things, like, subscribe, notification bell. We will see you tomorrow. Jake, thank you for this. Thanks, Scott. Happy to see you getting your own show. Look, man, tier ones, you guys all know, where I'm at with you. You're the best support group. This is the best support we've got. The most knowledgeable fans tune in over here. Okay. The number one independent, most honest, no scandal, straightforward, independent Dodgers news site. Not even close. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, I'm Scott Geirman. Thank you for tuning in to DodgerHeads Unplugged. And as always, till I can't say it, go Dodgers.